free to share how you've been calling upon Green Tara over these past, really at this point, we're at almost 2 weeks of mentoring with Green Tara. Thank you so much. I've always looked forward to this time together with you as well. It means so much to me. And I'm sending so much love to everyone on this call, right back at you. I'll give an example how I've been mentoring with Tara. It's this multidimensional willingness to expand beyond the limits that I may place on myself about how I can show up to serve, and how to have compassion for myself with my human feelings when I feel stretched, and how to return back into that connection and our relationship with life that's always available to regenerate us no matter how we're feeling. And also I've been noticing Green Tara helping me really accept that there's a whole nother level of goodness, good people, beautiful new chapters that are about to unfold in my life, which does mean that I have to release old certain aspects of what was sort of working but not fully working in my life, because this is an evolution. This is a marathon. Your spirituality is always a work in progress. It's not about being perfect. It's about loving yourself always into the next level of your personal ascension, your evolution, your empowerment. So if you'd like to share with how you've been calling upon Green Tara to help you, and share that in the comment feed, how she's been mentoring you in embracing next levels of success in your own life, maybe next level of peace or abundance, or feeling your connection to God, which is of course the most important out of any of those things, because that's where everything spirals out from, is your direct relationship with the source. So yeah, just feel free to share any thoughts that are coming in. It looks like we've got a beautiful gathering that's coming together here online. So I feel good about, we can start. I think we can start with today's reading. Before we begin that, I think it's important for us always to call in our circle, our Divine Feminine Christ circle of empowerment. And as I've shared in previous calls, this circle of empowerment is to surround you in an invincible circle of light, in which anything that would wish you harm or want to manipulate you or be codependent with you, that this is a field of Divine Feminine Christ consciousness that those things just bounce off of. When you are in a circle of empowerment, surrounded by these Divine Feminine Christ mentors that we meet in the Sophia Code, it's like you've got 8 personal bodyguards that are mentoring you in how to be strong enough to embrace your own sovereign divinity long enough that then you can begin to explore what it means to abide in the confidence, in the holiness, and in the clarity and the omniscience of your own sovereign divinity that that you have access to in every present moment of every day. It might not always feel like that, and hey, hands up, there are so many moments that I have to remember to pray or call in a deeper asking of help and support from the Ascended Masters, because life can get really, really busy and you can be under a lot of pressure with work or with your family life. And so it's important to remember that this is a heroic human journey. That's why I call it heroic, because it takes a lot of guts to be willing to be vulnerable enough to ask for help, to become vulnerable enough to let these mentor relationships into your life, to actually begin to trust that there are spiritual mentors that care this much about you, that don't want anything from you. They're not guru figures. They're not here to trade energy or power with you. The Ascended Masters, the reason why we call them in a circle of light around our bodies, is that they are complete and whole unto themselves. So when you want to embody, when you want to emulate what it looks like to be whole, sovereign, liberated, free, you want to hang out with those people who actually are that, because you become who you hang out with. Now that can sound like an kind of a cliche or old-fashioned statement, but it is still true. Who you spend the most time with is who you will be becoming more like. And whoever holds the highest vibration, that's who you're going to go up to meet. If you're lucky enough to be surrounded by people who are maintaining a vibration that you want to strive towards. So this is why we're so blessed that these ascended masters are surrounding us in this divine feminine circle of light. They're committing to us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to surround us in their grace, in their protection, in their compassion, and in their training, in their mentorship of how you and I can become our own key code, as the Sophia Code teaches us, how we can become these divine higher self embodiments that are, having a human experience. So take a moment to take 3 deep breaths together. Let's just slow down. I know everybody's really excited, and I'm really excited that everybody's here. Yeah, and we're just going to take those 3 deep breaths in, exhaling out. And the best way, I'm just noticing some comments in the comment feed, if you're feeling anxiety, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling panicked, this is the best way to come back, is to breathe into the bottom part of your body. The only way we can get taken over by the fears or anxieties of this world, if we are just in this part of our body, or you can see people walking around out in the world, they're not even in their body. It's almost like they're somehow remote controlling their body from hanging out above their crown chakra. You've got to get in your body to be able to feel the peace of God within your body and the power of your connection to the earth. So breathe down here in your belly. If you're afraid to breathe into your body, that's okay. You still need to practice anyway, though. Okay? Ascension happens in the body. A true, authentic spiritual journey, it happens inside the body, not by escaping the body or escaping this world. Let's keep breathing together. And you can even exhale. Maybe try that one more time. Exhale, inhale in. Exhale. One more time. Inhale in. Exhale out. Feeling the rise and the fall of your chest. Feeling the back of your heart rising and falling as well as you breathe. Unfurling your angel wings from the back of your heart. I'm so happy to see that so many people have done the higher self activation, activating your angel wings from my website. If you haven't, it's only $18. You can get it on the activations page. Okay. Opening up your wings, dropping deeper from your mind into your heart. Another breath together. And if you're afraid of breathing into your belly or your heart, it may be that you're afraid of your personal power. And that's okay. The Sophia Code is a living transmission that's going to walk you one page at a time, one step at a time, right back into the halls of your own DNA, right back to the throne of your own I Am presence, right back to the power of your own sovereign divinity, which exists within your body, no matter how afraid you might feel at this time, no matter how anxious you may feel by outer circumstances in the world. The truth of your sovereign divinity is still the truth. The truth of your invincible power is still the truth. Outer world circumstances can't change that. So now that we've centered into our hearts, centered back into our bodies, I invite you to imagine, visualize that beautiful white circle of light being drawn outside your body, about 3 feet out from your body. And now I would like you to imagine that there are 8 pillars of light in the 8 directions of the circle around you. And in the north appears White Buffalo Woman. Behind White Buffalo Woman arrives all of the white buffalo who are her angelic order, her prophetic angelic order, appearing behind her. And they are supporting you to feel the stability of abundance consciousness, which is a principle of divine feminine Christ consciousness. In the northeast, we are welcoming Isis, beautiful winged Isis. Today, Isis is arriving with her wings are mostly red feathers with this beautiful turquoise accent. And she's saying this is in honor of the aspect of the Kiko 3 initiation that we're going to be activating today. So that's really exciting. Behind Isis is arising the very handsome and dashing Saint Germain of the Violet Flame. Saint Germain is arriving to as a divine masculine counterpart for the Key Code 1 transmission that Isis offers in the Sophia Code. In the east, I'm witnessing this beautiful sun kind of preceding the arrival of Hathor, and then Hathor steps right through the sun, standing in the east with you. And behind her, out of this beautiful, very powerful, fiery sun, is arriving all of the Hathor Star Nation that are in service to her transmission, Key Code 2, She of 1,000 Voices. And this is, when they ascended, they became a part of the Ophamine order, angelic order. And so there's a lot of like very fiery, angelic, metaphysical descriptions of them in Hathor's chapter of the Sophia Code. And they're arriving in all of their glory today in honor of the 13th aspect that we're activating today. This is day 13 of the 21 days of Tara. And today we're going to be recognizing and activating the Holy One who blazes like fire within you. So Hathor seems to be pretty excited about that upon her arrival. And now we're going to witness beautiful green Tara. And this is a Tibetan painting called a tanka, which is a tool of meditation that the monks and the nuns use for their spiritual practice. And so this would be an image of green Tara, as she is Key Code 3 of the Sophia Code, She of 1,000 Stars. And she's arriving, and behind her on a second ring of like an outer ring arrives her beautiful order of dakinis. The dakinis are, you could think about them as angels in the Tibetan Buddhist cosmology, but they are very, very powerful embodiments of different facets of the attributes that are needed to help protect and initiate as they are awakening their consciousness into enlightenment, into a state of enlightenment. When we go on a spiritual journey, there are so many opportunities for us to get caught in our ego structure, for us to think that we've actually achieved a state of enlightenment, but it's actually an experience. It's not an actual state of being. We haven't integrated it into a state of being. And so people can often get confused and arrogant about where they are in their awakening process. And so it's not intentional. It happens very unconsciously. It can happen to the best of us. And so these dakinis, the order of dakinis, they're an angelic order that protects your consciousness from the pitfalls that can arise as we are learning how to integrate the ego structure into the light of your higher self, into the light of your divinity. That takes time. I don't care what anybody says. If they tell you it doesn't, that's spiritual bypassing. It takes time to integrate your ego structure into the light of your divinity. And that's why this is a sacred text. That's why it's a living transmission, because it's inviting you into that journey that only you can take for yourself, but that it's a journey we're all doing together as a community, with the Ascended Masters mentoring us every step of the way. So we're very, very fortunate that Green Tara and the Order of Dakinis are a part of the Sophia Code cosmology and are standing with you in your southeastern corner as a pillar of light, anchoring the southeastern pillar of your circle in